It's no such thing as a person that didn't speak to you. More about that after this intro. Welcome back, Jags. This is Left Side of the Brain. Go ahead, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, and hit the subscribe button. What I want to talk to you about tonight, there is no such thing as a person not speaking to you. I repeat, there is no such thing as a person not speaking to you. Now, this is why. Because all communication is rooted in the spirit. Communication begins in the spirit realm, meaning when you interface with a person, even if you try to ignore them, you have communicated with them. As soon as you cross paths with a person, you have exchanged information. The spiritual vibe that is sent from that person, it's like a radio frequency. Your entire body is an antenna. That's right. Because your entire body is made up of senses. You are nothing but a literal walking, talking, sensory device. So it's impossible for communication not to happen. You know, even if you walk into a room, you pick up the temperature of the room, correct? If it's cold, you put on a jacket, correct? If it's hot, you take off the jacket, correct? Likewise, when you enter a room full of people, it can be one person, two people. When you cross paths with someone, you have exchanged information. The spirit knows you before you even ask the person their name, and vice versa. You know each other, and that spirit within that person, it's able to detect who is who. It's able to detect whose side are you on. Are you a united soul, or are you a human prison bar? These spirits recognize each other. Okay? So don't ever think that you walk past somebody and they didn't make a judgment about you. They did. It doesn't take a book report to make a judgment about someone. It's a simple acceptance or rejection code that goes off inside of a person. I'm telling you, just as fast as you go to the register and they run the items over the price gauge, I don't know what to call it, but you know when it rings up your items, ding, and tell you how much it costs. People have that same sensory device inside of them. Give me 1 second, Gerard. We back. People have that same sensory device inside of them. So they have already figured you out. You know, I'm gonna give you an example. Like when it comes to females, right? If you are honest with yourself, you already know the girl that you like, whether or not she's going to accept you. You already know it. You can feel it inside of yourself. Like if you walk up to a girl and ask her for her number, you already know before you do it if she's going to reject you or not. It's like it's written inside of the program who they shall accept and who they shall reject. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't change the frequency. You can't make an artificial frequency. You can try, but you can't duplicate the real thing. They know who you are. A lot of you find yourself like myself, always, y'all know, you always ending up back by yourself, because that's the real you. I have to tell myself that all the time. I'm not made to be around people. I always end up back where we started. on the topics of this channel. You can try, it's not gonna work. I have to tell myself that. You always gonna end up right back to this left side of the brain channel, because this is where you belong. That's just what it is. I mean, you see a lot of people during the day, those are fake people. We already did a video about fake relationships, HPB relationships, HPB friendships. You see these people, but you're not realizing these are HPBs. They're going to relate with each other like that because they got the same frequency. You see, like you can tell people this type of stuff, but because it take place in the invisible world, they'll look at you like you're crazy, because it's not something that you can show. It's something that you can only feel. You feel what I'm saying? But it's still true. Just because you can't see it, it doesn't mean it's not real. Just like you can feel the air, right? We breathe the air. It keeps us alive, but nobody can show it. You know what I mean? So likewise, when it comes to this HPB information, only thing you can do is accept it, and it either resonates with you and you can be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. And to someone else, it might sound crazy to them. But you know who you are. Like, we ain't gotta identify each other. I don't show my face. I let the information speak for itself. You know? The truth don't need a face behind it. It's self-evident. You know? Like I live in what I feel. I live in what I feel. You get it? I live in what I feel. Just like you walk upon the field, F-I-E-L-D. You exist within your field of perception. So likewise, I live in what I feel. Feel what I feel on the inside. That's what the reality is. You already know the future based upon your feelings. Your feelings is the future. If you listen to it, it's telling you, it's predicting the future. It's letting you know. You already see the future. Yeah, you know. So I just feel my way through life, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know who I'm talking to, because they don't even have to say anything. I already know what I'm dealing with. Like, I've seen it play out so many times that I know the calculations of the movement. I know the algorithm. I know what to expect. It's a sacred geometry in the way people act. If you see the same pattern displayed, remember the illusion of difference. It don't matter what the face looks like. The pattern is what matters. If you see this pattern and you've seen it before in another person, then you know when you see it again, it's the same thing. You know? I told this girl one time, like we was out on a date or whatever, and I said, inside of myself, I said, this ain't gonna work out. Cause I saw the certain things she was doing, certain body language, certain patterns. I've seen it before. It's nothing new under the sun. These people, they don't change. Like the HPB realm it can't reinvent itself. It operates under the 6 laws that governs the HPB realm. So it's not like it's reinventing itself. You just got to know what it is. So people are always, they communicating with you. We spirit people. We are spirit. A person don't got to talk for them to speak to you. It's not verbal communication. Verbal communication is 99% bullshit. Hey, how you doing? Fine. Like verbal communication, most of the time during the day, we just saying filler words to people. Just filling up the air. Just to get rid of awkwardness in the atmosphere. People talk to hide their true feelings. You would think it's the opposite, right? You think people talk to really express themselves, but they don't. People just talk going through the motions. You feel me? It's like it's not real. That's why it's best not to even speak. What is there to talk about? You already know before you talk to somebody if that's the type of person you should speak to. Most of these people that exist, like I said, they be popping out of just popping around corners. You don't even know if that person had a natural birth or not. I did a video about that. Motherfuckers just be popping out of corners and shit. Random person with a red shirt. I might look that way to somebody. You feel me? That's why I say, man. No, I'm gonna save it up for another video. I'm gonna do a continuation. This is gonna be a 2-part. So after I edit this, I'm gonna say what I was about to say. So until I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and edit this and upload it. This is Left Side of the Brain. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. I know you did. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the likes button. I'll leave the link to the merch below. And this is United Souls Network. Jaguars up, HPB's down. And this is Left Side of the Brain, signing off.